All right, we're back. We're in the midst of our score here. Number of different moving parts going on. The first thing I actually want to do is, I want to change this clock back because thanks to Audric's actions, the crowd is less likely to disperse because he got them all wound up again by getting his cracked rib.
Woohoo!
So.
Oh, it hurts. I'm injured.
I plan to take advantage of that as I slowly get pulled down the stairs.
All right, so the objective of the score here is that you want to get rid of basically get rid of Bazo's the Lamplacks, and you want to get control of the supply here. So it looks like you're doing pretty well on both fronts. You've got basically your big thing right now is wiping up. Like you've got to get rid of the crowd here in one way, shape, or form. Like everything's got to settle down, right? Because as the doctor knows right now, Tubes, that it's going to be a little bit difficult getting these anchors out of here. But Mr. Poole told you that he wants you here. He wants you to control this supply and do with it what you will. So there's nothing saying that you have to take the anchors out. You could certainly just kind of use this as the new supply point. You'd have to convince the terrified Mylissa, who is terrified on the ground right now. But you've got bigger fish to fry right now because Dr. Reinfeld, you have a ghost who's the shock of being freed is quickly wearing off, and the ghost's dead black eyes basically take assessment of what's going on and then look straight at you. Brows go down, and it with its arms straight at its side, it basically rockets right towards you.
Good use of the webcam there, John.
You like that? And it looks, you're not quite sure if it's going to attempt to possess you or if it's trying to get past you, but what do you do?
I clutch my Spirit Bane charm, which is, I don't know what form that takes, if there's like a specific...
They come in like unique shapes. It's just sort of the power that infuses them that makes them spirit.
Okay, cool. So I think it's
like it to
be like a little like scrimshawed piece of Leviathan bone.
Awesome. Dope.
And
love it. That's very
that I like. I don't know. I think I like. It's not like around my neck or anything. It's like in a breast pocket. It's like a little talisman that you keep on you.
Yeah, sure.
It's not like a piece of jewelry.
It's very dishonorable.
So I like grab it, and then I think I just like hit the deck.
Okay. All right. So like you clutch it and just go down. Okay. So
Yeah.
you have it in your hand. You go down. There is a pulse of power as the ghost kind of comes at you, and it basically looks like it was going to go right through you. And then your Spirit Bane charm actually causes it kind of like hisses for a second as it goes over your body and rockets to the side as it's there's sort of like a magnetic repulsion effect as it rockets to the side and then continues right over your body. You could feel the chill of it as it almost touches you and the wisp of the electroplasm kind of flow over you, and then it bolts out the front door. Now, as it bolts past you and into the silence area, there's the hissing and everything that kind of drops out for a second, and it goes out the front door, and from like a distance, because it sort of has to come at you through the silence, like the sound wave, you can hear renewed screaming from outside as the crowd that was intent on chasing the thugs up the stairs now see a ghost that has rocketed into the street itself. And you hear screams of, "A ghost! There's spirits loose! Someone call the spirit wardens!" And with the name spirit wardens on people's lips, all of your hearts sink at the same time. You're like, oh, shit. Because the spirit wardens are the people that you are at -2 status with.
Yeah.
They do not want you around, and you do not want them around in any way, shape, or form. But Audric, as you you're very close to this as the ghost comes hurtling out. It doesn't pay any attention to you. You can feel like the chill through your bones as it kind of whips past you. And it goes in the opposite direction of the house that Rind is in, and all the commotion is going in. So it appears that it's just kind of going down the street as it slowly fades out of sight. But people are now sort of milling about, like they're kind of in confusion. They don't know where exactly they want to go because now there's something going on in the house as well. All right, so we'll go back. Clinch, now you have the spirit anchor room to yourself, but let's go back now to Rind. Now you are in dire straits. Okay, you had the first failed roll of the game. Right. Uh-oh. There is a thug who has some bloody feet, but other than that is determined to get some satisfaction out of this whole botched up affair. Okay, so what do you do?
Okay, people is part of the crowd on the first floor at this point because they followed them in, right?
A couple of people are in. Yeah. Once again, this is all happening in split seconds.
No, I understand.
Yeah,
but it's just a couple people. It's not like a few.
No, and their momentum has been... Those people are definitely coming up because they weren't aware of the ghost thing, but the whole massive crowd has been distracted a little bit by the ghost, so there's some milling about going on outside.
All right. I am going to... I mean, it's only 2... Whatever, I'll give it a go. I'm going to attempt to command those people to help me and shout downstairs and say, "Get these hooligans off me! Help me quick!"
Okay. That sounds like a command to me, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, you are in a desperate situation.
Yeah.
So it's a desperate action. It will have standard effect, I think, because that's sort of what their intent is to begin with.
Yep.
I mean, one way, shape, or form. I mean, not necessarily to help you, but to definitely attack the thugs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, desperate standard is what I'm seeing right now.
Okay.
Devil's Bargain. I'm thinking...
they see your rifle? I don't know.
Devil's Bargain, you get 1 die, I think, if you allow him to swipe you off your feet. Like, you go down. You don't take any harm, but you're going to be, like, prone.
No, I don't think I'm going to take that bargain.
Okay.
But I am going to incur more stress.
Wow, how many are you going to have now?
I had 2 already.
Oh, I thought you took it twice. Okay, so you only have 2. All right.
And I used focus, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yep. And you use your special armor.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So...
that is your special armor. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I'm going to take 2 stress.
Okay.
And hope for the best.
All right. What we got? Holy crap.
Baby.
And
give me the 6.
Keep on coming.
All right. I needed that.
All right. So, so it's a standard effect. So what happens?
I mean, I would like them to come and engage with the guys on me and distract the guy who's trying to wrangle me down, right?
Okay.
While I'm yelling in the most senile way possible, "Help me, these hooligans are in my house!" You know what I mean, etc.
All right, so the two or three guys that let's say it's 2 guys and 1 woman come bursting in, and they hear it, and they're like, "We're coming, sir, we're coming," and they say, "Wait, something happened to those men on the stairs. Be careful." And the guys are still, the other 2 thugs are still like reeling it back against the wall, like holding their feet and yelling in pain. So they carefully come up the stairs. This riotous mob. Okay, they actually are like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" But they want to come. They hear you, so they're basically going to gingerly come up the stairs, and they are going to attempt to grab the thugs bodily and hurl them over the banisters. Okay. And I'm going to make, since this is sort of a NPC versus NPC sort of thing, I'm going to make a fortune roll, which is what these things are made for. Now, what I think is going to happen, though, is now it normally gets 1 die just for straight luck right out the gate, but I'm going to give you a bonus die for your appeal to them. Okay, so I'm going to give them 2 dice. All right, here we go. All right, so we got a 4. So this is the deal, basically, is that the woman, actually, who happens to be a bit of a bruiser herself, actually grabs one of the thugs. She plants her feet carefully. This woman's obviously very capable. She knows what she's doing. She plants her feet carefully between 2 steps, between the caltrips, grabs the thug, and basically just uses all of her weight and momentum and hurls him in the other direction. And she knew where that banister was weak, and crack, and the guy goes poof, and slams into the ground, basically out of commission. But the 2 guys try to grab the other thug, and that thug was starting to get his bearings. And he actually finds his feet, even though they're bloody, and he actually gets, as he fends them off, and actually punches one of the citizens like right in the jaw. You can hear the audible crack of the jaw. Slow-mo, it's like he just wobbles off, and you see teeth just go as they scatter against the wall. And that guy drops like a sack right on the staircase, providing a major obstacle. So there is a thug on the ground, a thug entangled with you, and a thug that has gotten his bearings and is fighting off 1 man and a woman.
Okay. I mean, we don't have turn order. Should I say what I want to do next, or
Yeah,
wait?
absolutely, yeah.
I mean, I'm obviously going to try to wriggle out of the way of this guy, right? Because he's still holding on to me. So I'm going to try to use finesse to do so. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you just want to get out of his grip?
I just want to get out of his grip and make a dash for it. Now that there's commotion instead of distraction.
A dash where?
Back out the window.
Out the window? Okay. Yeah, so there's you don't have to deal with the caltrips in the body and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll say this. If you want to just get free, it's going to be risky and it's going to be risky and limited. Okay, but if you want to make it a hold on a second, let me think how this would work. It will be risky and limited, or you can go desperate and great will get you all the way out the window onto the rail. Otherwise, you'll just get free.
I mean, desperate and great is the
Yeah.
obvious decision.
Yeah, but once again, remember you guys have been making your rolls. If you fail, it's bad news with desperate actions.
I understand, but I'm going to still do it.
Okay, love it.
I guess there's nothing that anyone can do to help me, is there?
Audric, yeah, well, you tell me.
Ted,
Both Audric and Clinch don't have an eye line on you, obviously. They can see the commotion at the house, but they don't see you.
But a decent amount of time's passed with, well, it's fine. Desperate.
No, the flashback is that as a joke, I greased your socks this morning, and your ankles are really hard to hold on to.
Oh, I see.
You've been complaining about it all day, but now you understand.
No, I see. I lose my shoes, but I keep my life.
That's right.
All right, well, so how many die am I going to have then? Let's see.
What's your finesse?
Bonus 1 finesse. So I'll have 1 die. No bonus die.
1 die.
Let's do it.
Damn, that is desperate.
Oh!
It was flammable grease I put on. You're on fire.
That's
All
what
right.
happens, John.
Okay, so
Oh no!
This is brutal.
give me 1 second here.
Luck of the Scoveland, apparently. Shadowy.
Okay, so let's see here.
Get the smile off your face.
It's the worst outcome. You suffer severe harm, a serious complication occurs, or you lose this opportunity for action. All right, so
Does he have a choice?
No.
Does he have a no?
No,
You just get to decide.
I get to decide, yeah, based on what's going on. So you're attempting to basically finesse your way out of it.
Yeah.
He is locked onto you and knows exactly what you're trying to do. And he basically, not only does his grip tighten, but he just basically uses your flesh and your clothes as handholds, and he just basically crawls his way up your body. Okay, so he's like bodily on top of you, and then straddles you with his thighs across your midsection, and then just starts taking his huge meaty fists and just starts pounding you in the face until it's fucking a meat sack.
Oh my god!
Just broken bones, eyes, like the sockets are busted, teeth are flying out. Like it's really, really bad. You were
lying when you said it was the worst possible.
You're going to take level 3 harm, and it's going to be massive head trauma.
I like how the box next to level 3 harm just says "need help."
Yeah, which is basically what it's going to be. So that is the deal. But you have... Hold on one second. Another cool mechanic here is that there's resistance, okay? When your PC suffers a consequence that you don't like, you can choose to resist it. You just tell the GM, no, I don't think so. I'm resisting that. I'm assuming you're probably going to do that. But maybe you're cool with it. It'll give you flavor. The resistance is always automatically effective. The GM will tell you if the consequence is reduced in severity or you avoid it entirely. Then you'll make a resistance roll to see how much stress your character suffers. Now, here's the mechanic. This is sort of like what Chris was saying during the break. There's always like a mechanic tied to this whole thing. So you're going to make a roll using one of your character's attributes, which is either insight, resolve, or prowess. Okay. I get to choose the attribute based on the nature of the consequences. Okay. So assuming you're going to resist, I'm going to say that this will be prowess, like your ability to physically fight this guy off. Okay. So you're going to suffer 6 stress minus the highest die result from the resistance roll. Okay. So in their example, if you rolled a 4, you'd suffer 2 stress. If you rolled a 6, you'd suffer 0 stress. So the higher the better. Okay. If you get a critical, which is if you roll multiple 6s, you actually clear 1 stress, which is pretty dope.
That's neat.
Like you handle it so well, you actually get less stressed. Okay. So, okay. So, you are. I'll do it officially. Are you resisting?
I am absolutely resisting.
Okay. So to resist, you're going to have to roll prowess.
Okay.
There is no pushing yourself for resistance rolls.
There's no extra dice. It's just a straight roll.
Straight roll. Unless you have any special ability that allows something different.
So you roll oh yeah, so you roll prowess.
It's only 1? I'm confused. I thought there were 2 die. You said.
How many dice do you have in prowess?
Yeah, how many dice do you have?
Oh, you're saying just 1.
Yeah, just
on the vertical line, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to suffer 3 stress as you resist it.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that because it was a desperate situation and you failed it, like you actually rolled like a failing roll, that you don't avoid the consequence entirely. It's going to be less severe. Okay. So you're going to take level 2 harm instead. Okay. Right. And it's going to be broken jaw.
They call me Jawbone.
So we got 2 broken jaws in the space of seconds here. One from a citizen and one from our hound here. Okay.
You guys need to drink more milk.
Seriously, man.
All right. So he's still straddling you and he's pounding you. It's just that you're Scovlander, man, so you can take it. You know what I mean? Yes. So you could hear your jaw like crack, and you're like, what? Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that for now. Audric, you are outside. You've been pushed aside by the crowd. You saw the ghost go by. And you can, if you kind of peer to the side and you kind of look in the front door where the ghost came from, you see tubes back there, like just rifling through anchors. You're like, wait a second, that's the goods.
Right. Okay. So, what's the crowd doing at this point? The ghost, I know, spooked them pretty bad.
Yeah, they're milling about, like they're not sure what they want right now. Like they're basically open for whatever you want to feed them because they don't know if they should run away from the ghost, but the ghost itself is disappearing. So the opportunity to take control of the people is quickly waning, or whether or not they want to keep chasing the thugs up the stairs. But now there's violence has ensued, and one citizen has gone down, so they're not quite sure what they're thinking about that now.
Right.
The whole situation is starting to deflate, is my point.
Okay. The
It's not turn by turn here.
No, I know.
Clinch.
Okay.
You can kind of see what's going on. So if you want to hop in, just let me know. Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I'm thinking: is at this point, here is where my interview. I don't know what you want to call it. My visit with Nirix might pay off.
Okay.
I'm hopeful that Nirix, perhaps as a prostitute, occasionally is able to afford some finer silks, maybe knows something about this shop and what that hole in the back is, where it goes. Can we go out that way with our loot, or do we have to go out the front door? Or rather, would we be better off doing one versus the other?
Okay, so for a flashback like that, the situation is sort of unique here because the reason that the Lampblacks were able to get a hold of this supply is because of this hole. Basically, I can't. And in order for Nirix to have any idea about, like, it's very secret. In other words,
Okay.
That's why they control it. But you can Nirix may have before she actually went to Madame Teslin when she was with the Lampblacks. Maybe something was fessed up, a pillow talk or something of some sort. But I'm going to say it would be the most unlikely flashback. It would be the one that would cost you 3 stress.
No. I think that actually tells, not knowing anything about it from talking to Nirix, tells me a lot.
That's true.
It tells me it's very secret.
Right.
And wherever it goes is probably not an easy out.
Right. I think at this point we might just want to like take over the shop in the way that the Lampblacks have taken it over.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty good operation actually when you're kind of piecing together.
Like we're just sort of seizing it.
All right. Yes. Perfect. Wonderful. Then here's what I'm doing, John. I'm going to, my poor ribs, I'm going to stand up, go in the shop, close the door, lock it, go over to Madam What's-Her-Bucket, pick her up, throw her in the back, and begin straightening up my shop. It's just my cravat.
You're going to plant your flag. Okay.
Open the curtains. Open the door and shake my stick at the ruffians some more, and that kind of thing. And when the spirit wardens show up, I'm going to bluff the shit out of them and send them on their way.
Okay, all right. You could do all that without rolling, actually. Yeah.
I got to familiarize myself with the shop, get a sense of what my stock is, build my character, become Monsieur Cravat of the Silk Emporium.
I love how, like, according to Audric, like, this job is done. Like,
I'm getting I'm finding a little chair and like placing, what's the old lady's name?
Mylissa?
Mylissa, yeah.
Mylissa.
I'm sorry, Madame Mylissa. So sorry to shake you like that. You terrible ruckus outside, and I just like sit her in a little chair and like stay here for a while. Why don't you?
She's just like gaping at, like her mouth just keeps opening. Like, she doesn't know what's going on. She's like absolutely terrified.
I love your makeup, by the way.
She's like,
and if okay, yes,
that changes her tune. You hit the sweet spot with her there.
Yeah. And yeah, if any of the ruffians try and come back in, ideally they would do that right in front of the spirit wardens. That'd be great. But I will defend the front door if the Lampblacks try and come back.
Okay. So Mylissa basically she's like, no, you just take whatever you want. They paid me a fee to hide them from prying eyes, but no, whatever you want, it's yours. So she's putty in your hands, basically.
Mylissa, darling, anything we want, really?
Anything? What is it?
Anyone who asks, this is our shop.
Sure, one master. It's fine
Perfect.
with me. It doesn't matter.
Splendid. Just rest now. Rest.
I could use a drink.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
She looks over at her tea set.
Oh,
Start
a drink.
fixing-
Like pointedly.
I'll start fixing the tea.
Make some tea.
Dear God, I'm dying over here, guys.
Doctor, she is a Tube. She
which
seems to be
place?
particularly delighted that you offered the tea.
Oh, Tubes. Work it, darling. Work it.
All
They
right,
didn't-
so
Wait,
civilization
why
has
did-
reset
did
itself
they
within the bounds of
name
the
you-
store.
Why
Meanwhile,
did they name you Tubes?
So keep your tubes inside your body.
It's not the inside tubes, is it?
all right, it's meanwhile,
Meanwhile,
poor Rick
Meanwhile,
the man,
we're having
the man who
we're having
initiated the
tea
entire
with
in the
thing.
shop.
I'm just going to close the back door and leave it alone.
Ryan.
All right,
Ryan's kind of
so
like
John-
this right now.
John, this
Yeah.
this guy is on top of me, right?
Yeah, he's on top of you. He's pounding your face in. Okay, sorry.
I've dealt with many a cold hunting trip for Kodiak for bear, and I know that a bear in full charge, much like the slobbering fool atop me, can close the distance quickly, and you have to have a contingency plan in case.
Mhm.
So I
You have a suicide vest, don't you?
I have a different. No, yeah, no. So at my sides, at the ready, I have two fine pistols, and using my hunting experience, I lean back and I fire up into the man with my two pistols.
Wow. Okay, that's hardcore. All right, I love it. So I'm feeling skirmish for this.
Oh no, hunt. It can be used. It said you could try to bring your guns to bear in melee, and I'm saying that my experience as a hunter with large animals has given me
Oh, okay. All right.
some savvy with desperate shots at short range.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
It's like the Revenant.
Yeah, totally. All right, I love it. It's an awesome visual. So yeah, desperate. It's two pistols. I mean, you're going for the kill, right?
I'm definitely going for the kill.
It's going to be great effect.
Desperate.
Pistols point blank,
effect.
two of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, do I go for the extra die? What happens when I max out my stress?
You're going to take a trauma. So
Once I exceed that stress level, so if I have two blank stresses and I take them now, I have not hit max yet. I have to take another one.
when you hit 9, which when you hit that last one is when you take the trauma.
Okay, so one.
Ah.
Okay, so I take a trauma if I hit the last one. Okay, yeah. So I don't want to do that. All right, well, we're just gonna go for it, guys. Let's hope I don't die.
You want a devil's bargain? Does anyone have a devil's bargain? Maybe they can give him
I don't know.
something interesting.
Oh man, something to do with the people who have come to save you. Like they
Yeah.
like insist on taking you to the hospital. I don't like
There's a woman and a man that's left, and the woman's kind of a badass.
the man. I'm either thinking either the woman or the man like insist on taking you to the hospital and like pick you up to take you out of here, but that is predicated on the fact that this guy goes down, or like one of your shots goes astray regardless and like hits one of them.
Ooh, nasty.
Okay, so
I don't know.
No. So a devil's bargain could be that I potentially kill one of the townspeople instead of this guy,
Or wound.
Or
Wound
them.
in addition to, right? The devil's bargain
Yeah.
happens whether you succeed or fail, right?
Right,
So I'm
it'll
saying
happen
that even if you
Okay.
succeed, like you've
So
got
I
two
will
pistols, right?
assuredly
And it's a
wound one
crazy
of them if I
situation.
take it.
If you take the devil's bargain, regardless of what else happens,
I'll
you
hurt
will,
one of them.
you will wound one of these people.
Yeah,
I will say, because
I'll
I made
take
up with
that
the devil's
bargain.
bargain, you won't kill them, but you will wound them.
Okay, I'll take it. Does that
Sounds
sound fair?
Sounds good.
All
to me.
right.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Oh, the devil's bargain does it
I
again.
needed
Look
it
at that.
too, man. Oh, came in a. Oh,
Dude, that would have been awful.
that would have been horrible.
All right, so devil's bargain that happens, but saves you, but unfortunately doesn't save one of the townspeople. So,
So can I flavor this?
yes, absolutely. Go ahead. Yeah.
I pull my guns up, right, to shoot at this guy, and seeing him, he lurches towards me for the neck,
Mhm.
and one of my guns gets sort of caught under, and I fire right out from under his jaw, and just brain pound. But the other one sort of flings out, and I fire that one, and I hit
I love it.
a bystander.
Okay, so do you hit the? I'll let you choose. Do you want to hit the woman or the man?
The dude. I don't know.
The dude. Okay.
Who was closer? I thought the woman was closer, so I would.
They're both sort of on the staircase.
I'll hit her. I'll hit her because she was the strong one. She'll survive it.
Okay, so yeah, you. She was finished with her guy, and she was basically making her way up. So the full front of her was basically facing you, and whatever movement of the guy, disrupts your shot, and it rams into her left shoulder, and she wings back, and she hits the banister, and she actually topples over where she herself threw that thug. So that weak banister has actually taken care of like a lot of and she goes and she falls on top of the thug that she herself had thrown over, and she hits the ground heavily, and like oof, and the remaining townsperson and the remaining thug are on the staircase, both kind of stop fighting, and they kind of look up like, what the hell did that come from? And they're kind of stopped. But the thug that you just blew his brains out, I mean, he's just, the force of the shot was so strong that it actually lifted him off of you, right? And so you're kind of free now.
All right.
Okay, so it's basically, the action is basically on you now. The doctor and Audric have basically started to set up shop. They're basically in downtime now as you're mopping up. So
we're having tea, by the way.
So basically, right now, let's just kind of pull back a little bit as we wrap up here. Ryan, you are in a situation now where it's pretty controlled. You've got friends. There's only one thug left who's any sort of threat, but there's like a crowd of people that are going to be coming in through the doorway anyways. So basically, the question is now, like, just maybe one more roll, possibly, depending on how you describe it. How are you going to get out of here and join your friends? Like, what's the overall plan for you to make your escape?
I don't suspect that I will be able to convince them in any sort of sneaky way that I'm not suspicious. So I'm going to just continue the plan of getting out the window.
Okay.
Finessing my way out.
There's no talking anymore. Then you're just like, okay, just like, see ya. Right?
He's got like the swollen face.
Yeah. You couldn't even talk, really.
Yeah. Out of the blood, dripping out of my jaw, I look down at the corpse and I say, "Looks like that lamplight snuffed."
Oh, I love it.
Worthy of Schwarzenegger.
Yes, good for the movie. Good move for the movie version of this game. All right, and with that, you hop, skip, and jump. Actually, you stumble and stagger your way out of the window, right? Okay, so give me an action just to make a roll for just kind of getting the hell out of here. What do you think would be most appropriate?
I would either go with finesse, as in the dexterity to get out, or survey, as in like look for a place to go that is relatively low risk and won't get a lot of attention to me. So. Whether it's sort of a cerebral or a physical thing,
Well, do you want to meet up with your friends in the store?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Okay. So I'm feeling more finesse for that.
I was going to say the survey idea sounds pretty good, because as you're going out the window and looking around the street, you ought to be sort of assessing the situation.
What I'm saying, yeah.
And just walking into the silk shop at this point, covered in blood,
might be
a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So
I didn't realize what you were saying, David. Yeah, okay, but
no, it's fine.
I
didn't go into detail, but that was basically what I was thinking. Sort of look around, see if there's a safe way to get through without drawing a lot of attention to myself.
Gotcha.
Perhaps a door or some sort of entryway that isn't the main door that I can sort of get through.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Or you may just decide to go back to our lair and hide.
Or again, if it looks too hazardous to me, just fucking bouncing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think the die result will kind of determine what I'm gonna do. What your choice point will sort of be. So, but let's see survey in action here. So, let's call it risky, because there's a lot of commotion and prying eyes out there, stuff like that. With standard effect, like you'll get to the place safely, without too much attention, basically.
And I fail.
Another fail. All right.
I'm bleeding all over the place.
Hold on one second. Why are you? I don't want you to zoom. Stop zooming. The scroll button is zooming instead of actually scrolling up. Hold on.
Sorry. Damn. Well, I took all the bad rolls for the night, guys. Literally.
Thank you, David.
I think you guys had no failures, right?
Nope.
No, I got everything I wanted. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
All right. Let me think.
Sorry, John.
It's cool. This will get easier for me as we do more of them. It'll come more naturally. But I have to kind of refer to this. Give me one sec. What did I say? It was risky, standard, and you fail.
Yes.
So you suffer harm, a complication occurs, you end up in a desperate position, or you lose this opportunity.
Well, if I may, what we were discussing before he rolled about, seeing whether the coast was clear, et cetera, and you said that what that happens would depend on his die roll. So this sounds to me like, rather than him falling out of the window and injuring himself, like losing the opportunity to join us, or
because he definitely failed. Like he can't get to the shop,
right?
So
he has to run away because the spirit wardens are coming, or the blue coats are coming, or something.
Yeah, I think that actually stands to reason. Actually, I think that's great, Ted. Actually, and you don't see any sign of the spirit wardens, by the way. There has been no sign of that yet. But the general commotion, has definitely drawn the interest of the blue coats.
Gotcha.
All right, so the blue coats are giving you permission to operate on your turf. This is not your turf. Okay, so this could be a problem. All right, so the blue coats are coming. You can see, right. So basically, Ryan, you make your way out and you swing gracefully down onto the ground. All right, but you find there's just too many people for you to wade through to get to the house without anyone noticing. And you've already tried to appear like you're some man who's had his house invaded. So it's going to be a problem. And when you look to your right and you look up the huge grand staircase with the rain kind of pouring down onto the underground passageway here, you can see that there are a number of blue coats that are about to storm down the staircase.
So I'm between a rock and a hard place.
Well, but this is Stone Street. It goes underground, so there's plenty of other staircases that lead back out into the surface streets. So, of which you're fully aware of. So, you can easily just go in the opposite direction. You can't get to the house, but you can go in the opposite direction, go further down Stone Street, and just exit out into the surface, disappear.
Precisely what I'm going to do.
All right. So you are separated, but here's the deal: the Lampblacks have been taken care of. They are either beaten to a pulp. Actually, I don't think the crowd actually kills them, but they are beaten to a pulp, and then they are rounded up by the blue coats. All right.
Do I see the boy anywhere as I leave?
The boy is like in the street just wailing. Actually, he's probably passed out by this point. Okay, he might die. We don't know.
I'm just curious.
The blue coats drag him off, although they don't seem to care that much. And the crowd basically pleads their ignorance, like they didn't have anything to do with this, and they start to like all jabber at the blue coats all at once with their explanation of how things went down. But no one saw anybody go into that store, which is the cool part about it. So Audric and Clinch are still basically holed up there, and no one has any idea that the whole source of this whole mess was the store itself, except for the fact that a ghost shot out of there. But no one really saw like where it was coming from. It's just like a ghost appeared out of nowhere and like ran down the street. So it seems like the blue coats, once they hear like a ghost was involved, they're like, you know what? Spirit wardens, I'll call them. So they're like, whatever. And you guys, Clinch and Audric, you're basically watching this through the front window as you've probably got like a mouth over a hand over Mylissa's mouth, but she's pliable, so it's fine.
Can I ask another question? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when I shot the thug, where did its spirit go? What happened there?
When you right. Oh, see,
you got about a day for that, though, right? I mean,
that's a. I can't remember. I'll look it up.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. I just didn't know if there was a.
No, I know what happens. I just don't know what the time frame is. Yeah,
I think it's 24 hours.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, something like that. It's a span of time. Yeah. So, the blue coats are definitely going to take that body, and they are going to deliver it to the spirit wardens for disposal. So the body is taken away back up the staircase, but you don't see. But you do hear. Actually, I should say, like as you are running away, Ryan, and you're kind of making your way down Stone Street, all of you can hear distantly up above to the north. You can hear the dong, dong, as the bells of the crematorium start ringing. You can always hear the bells no matter where you are in the city, as long as you are close to the point of death. So you hear those bells start to ring. Okay. All right. So Audric and Clinch, you basically kind of look at each other and shake hands.
Have some tea.
Job well done.
Forgot that I existed altogether. Another
He's
guy.
ready, and I turn to my lips. I'm like, 1 lump or 2.
And scene. That's fantastic. Cool. All right. So basically, you guys can all end up being back together at the lair, and we can, or wherever you want to be, and then we'll move into the downtime phase, which is what happens post score, where you get your payoff. We'll assess how much heat you got for this, and you'll be able to do your downtime activities and some entanglements and all sorts of fun stuff to happen during downtime. It's the other half of the game, basically.
Right.
And then that will provide more opportunities for scores and stuff like that. But the point here was to sort of drop you into the middle of a predetermined score that you guys did, so you can kind of understand how it works.
Yeah.
I hope it kind of became clear as we went along.
Oh, yeah.
But once again, with the kind of fiction first, player narrative driven sort of thing, you want to create. I've given you lots of NPCs and factions and little plots and hooks and stuff like that. So you need to grasp them and take them and make your own scores. Like, what do you want to do? What kind of opportunities can you look out? Now, you can gather information rolls while you're doing your downtime, interact with your vice purveyors to reduce stress. There's all this sorts of stuff that we'll get into next time. But you just want to be thinking about that in the back of your head over the next week until we play next time, about where can we take this new opportunity? How do we further expand? Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Okay, great. So with that, I think we're pretty much finished for the night. So thank you, everybody who tuned in. Had a ton of fun, and hopefully we'll see you guys back here probably around the same time. Hopefully next week or the next. After that, we shall see.
We'll meet you back at the lab.
Yes, indeed. So thank you, everybody, and have a good night.
Yeah.